Hey, so we've all been here. Oh, wait, sorry, I gotta press the button. So we've all been here, right? Trying to stay awake and focused through a boring training session or an onboarding meeting, right? But what if you can make those sessions or meetings fun? Look how fun they're having. Now, I'm here to tell you today that you absolutely can. I mean, there's not going to be confetti flying around all the time, but I needed to introduce myself. I'm Stephanie Giesecke, and I love talking about technology and how you can bring it into your organization and create amazing learning experiences for your employees. Now, whether that be learning and development programs or onboarding. So let me ask you a question. Would you rather go to I'm terrible at this backwards thing. Okay, would you rather attend a boring or fun meeting? Let me know in the comments. Boring or fun? All right, so I see possibilities everywhere. And with all this new technology, there are so many different possibilities to bring them into your organization. And I want to share just a few with you. I want to help you bring your learning experiences from here, boring, to super duper fun. Now, why? Is it just your employees have fun? No, I'm going to show you some really cool science stuff in just a minute. But first, let's talk about what these technologies actually are. So we're talking about augmented reality, virtual reality, and Web3, and specifically we're going to talk about some cool blockchain things. And I'm going to show you what blockchain is or try to explain it to you in terms of using an arcade token. But we'll get to that in a second. So first, augmented reality, it adds to your vision. So that's like, where's my phone? So you're using an app on your phone, and with your camera, you're seeing maybe where your space is, or here I see my home office, and then there's cool digital assets on there that you can interact with. You can slide things, you could do some really fun things with it. And virtual reality, it replaces your vision. So that's like our family's Oculus here, where you put these goggles on and what you see in there is all virtual. You don't see any of your regular space here. It's all your virtual space that you see in there. So it replaces your vision. And then Web3, specifically blockchain that I want to talk about. Blockchain is a digital ledger. And let me explain this. So when I was a kid, we loved to go to arcades, and we took our dollar, should have brought a dollar, so took your fiat money, so our dollar, put it into a token machine, and then it gave you tokens, right? It didn't give you change back. It gave you tokens that you could only use in those machines. So I know we have tokens somewhere. I could not find them, so I'm just going to use this here, and let's pretend this is an arcade token. So you put your money in, you get your arcade token, right? So if you take this token and you give it to your sister to use, or give it to your sibling to use, would the arcade know that you gave this token, and would they even care? No. But what if you gave this token to your brother? Sorry, Chris, if you're listening here, but if you gave this to your brother and you actually, this was 25 cents, but I charged him $5 for it. The arcade wouldn't know that. They wouldn't get a cut on it. But with blockchain and cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, it's all in a public ledger where it is, you could see the transfer of ownership. So you could see, let's say that I had an NFT that maybe was a picture of an arcade token. You could see when I purchased it, you could see if I gave it to someone, if I sold it to someone for years and years and years. So it's just really awesome. And again, it's just a digital ledger, digital online ledger. So I'll explain that more, and I have some other videos that I'll be doing next week, so we'll dive down into that a little bit deeper. But if you have specific questions on blockchain that you want me to answer, I'll look it up, because I clearly don't know everything, but that was just an easy way to explain it. So now, let's get back to what we are talking about today. So which one of these technologies are you familiar with? Can you let me know in the comments? Are you familiar with augmented reality? Are you familiar with virtual reality or Web3? I'm going to take a look over here in my comments. Yes, Marcus. Wow, science stuff. So hope you guys like that analogy. Again, it was just a quick analogy to kind of get you thinking of the blockchain. So now before before I show you some examples of how you can leverage AR, VR, and blockchain within your organization, let's get a little sciencey. So there are some cognitive studies that has shown that our brains are naturally wired to take in information in short little bits. So we'll take in some new information, then we'll connect it to what we know, then we'll take in more information, connect that to what we know, and it's just a constant iterative cycle. So while it may feel like we all have gotten shorter attention spans in the past, or in most recent years, it really isn't the case. It's just that our technology is finally able to give us the information in ways that we like. Kind of like TikTok and those short little video snippets. I love TikTok. So we want to leverage those studies and what they've shown with how our brain works and how we can use this new technology to create retained learning for employees. So I also want to show you there's some other studies out there that have shown like micro learning, which I just talked about, those short little bits of information, and then spaced repetition. Those two things are the perfect combo for training hard skills for your employees. So let's talk about what these are first. So microlearning, it's a single specific idea represented in a compact, focused way. So kind of like what I just did with blockchain, but that was like really, really short. But usually microlearning is like 5 to 7 minutes, really short bits of content. And then with spaced repetition, it's taking that content and spacing that information out across intervals. So I'll give you an example. I use the Readwise app, and what that app does, it takes anything that I highlight in my Kindle and puts it into there, and then also I can send tweets from Twitter that I want to review later right into Readwise. And then I have it set up for each day. It'll show me different tweets or different things that I've highlighted in Kindle. So there's a spaced repetition there where I'll look at it. So during the morning, I'll look at maybe some tweets, look at the highlights I've done before, and try to connect it to other knowledge maybe that I've learned about before or something that I'm reading now, and then I can create an article, I can create a video on that. So it's spacing that out. All right, so what does this mean, or what does this have to do with AR, VR, Web3? I am glad that you asked. So one more little sciencey thing is a recent study in Neuron. It said your brain absorbs 80% of an environment's sensory information. So that's not just what is right in front of you, but it's all the other things that are going on. So how can we capitalize on that? By using animations. So animations that you see in AR and VR, plus micro-learning, plus spaced repetition, it is a recipe for retained learning and fun. And I have my confetti here. So it's about helping your employees retain that information as well as have fun while they're doing it. Okay, that was a lot to get through, right? And if you're still with me, I'm going to show you some examples of how to apply this technology within your organization. Are you ready for some more B-roll footage? Let's head over to augmented reality. So you can see here where this guy is using his hand, kind of like a little dashboard. So what you could do with this augmented reality is create training modules where your employees can interact with the information on a mobile device. So say you want to do an assessment from some kind of training and you have it on here. You can have them like ask the questions, and then they could take the wrong answer and swipe away. Or maybe you have like a basketball hoop set up where they just swipe it into a basketball hoop or swipe it into a garbage can. So kind of gamify it. Now, let's look at virtual reality. So you can see here, again, it's the goggles. You can make classroom style training fun, so your employees will be excited to attend and not feel a sense of dread. Like with that first video I showed you where they're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, I don't want to learn this information, or I can't learn because it's so boring. All right, now blockchain. This one, sorry, the rendering of this video, I tried, it's kind of a little glitchy here, but with the blockchain, it's kind of just showing you that everything's kind of linked together. And you can use smart contracts to create a digital ledger for your training certifications, or you can even mint company branded NFTs to use as like digital badges for completing coursework or completing a training or completing a certification. And that's extra marketing for you because again, it's all in the public domain so people can see those branded NFTs that your employees maybe have. So as you could probably tell, I am really excited about all this technology and see possibilities everywhere. This box is a little big. I feel like I'm kind of trying to get up and look at you for this. But the possibilities are everywhere. You just need to have a little bit of imagination to be able to invent some practical solutions or ways, practical applications for this technology for your learning and development programs or your onboarding. Now, I talked a little bit about this technology and helping with retained learning, but this also helps with your inclusive programs and that inclusivity to all of your employees. You may have employees who are introverts or who are neurodiverse, where bringing this technology in will actually help them learn better. And let me tell you, they will thank you for it. Instead of giving them a big manual or having to sit through really long training sessions, create little micro learning points where they can just learn at their own pace with some fun interactive technology. And using this technology, it'd be great to have a software engineer, someone who can like create all of this for you, but you don't need that. I will be showing you at another time. I think I have some other videos planned for next week and the week after on how to create some amazing AR spaces on your iPad using Adobe Aero, and then also virtual reality spaces. I'll be playing around with, I was gonna say Facebook, but it's Meta, isn't it? Horizon Workrooms, and create some really fun workrooms or some spaces that just kind of really experiment. And then, I couldn't remember what my last slide was or my last graphic here. If you want to have a virtual coffee, I'm going to put a link in the comments to schedule. If you want to bounce off ideas, you can see I'm really excited about helping people with this technology and creating better learning programs so you can help people retain the knowledge. I would love to meet with you. We could set up time to chat, obviously virtually. I can help you think through some things or give you some other ideas because my brain is just this idea factory that loves to come up with crazy ideas. So I'll put that link in the comments. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next week. Same time, same location, different content. Bye.